This is CNN.
A firestorm in and around Oakland, California. Firefighters struggle to save neighborhoods consumed by flames.
Syria expects U.S. hostage Jesse Turner to be released today. The group holding Turner says that it will soon release one of its captives as part of a UN-arranged prisoner exchange with Israel.
And in our Watch Your Dollar segment, tips on how to pick the right real estate agent to sell your home. These stories and more for this Monday, October 21st.
This is Day Watch with Bob Cain and Donna Kelley. News for the conscientious consumer.
Hello, our lead story is one of staggering devastation. More than 300 homes have been incinerated in Oakland, California by wildfires. Several more burned to the ground in Berkeley. At least 10 people are confirmed killed in the fires. The flames erupted yesterday on tinder-dry hillsides above Oakland and Berkeley. Gusty winds drove walls of fire into neighborhoods overlooking San Francisco Bay. The flames are part of a wildfire outbreak which has blackened more than 250,000 acres in 6 western states. CNN correspondent Robert Vito is in Oakland and joins us now with the latest on the situation there. Bob?
Good morning, Bob. Well, this is what we see from our vantage point. Behind me, you can see smoke still billowing up from the hills, and it looks cloudy here. That's because fog is rolling in. And that is the very best news that officials have had yet, because it means that the humidity will be high, it will keep the temperatures low, it will keep the moisture high, and there is a good feeling that it will help them bring the fire under control, a fire that in some areas continues to be out of control. This whole area is being used as a staging point. And down this entire highway, there are hundreds of vehicles that are lined up, ready to move up into the hills to relieve firefighters who have been up there all night long, firefighters who need a break, and these firefighters are ready to take over for them and be a part of the search and rescue team that's already on site. Now, this is what we know. As you mentioned, there are 10 confirmed dead. That includes 1 police officer, and it includes 2 firemen. It includes 5 people from 1 family. And officials fear that when they get in there, they'll find that the death toll is indeed much higher. So far, there have been 500 homes destroyed, officials tell us. But again, search and rescue teams expect when they get in there, they'll find that the number of homes that have been gutted, destroyed, could reach well over 1,000. A single apartment building burned down. That apartment building had 250 units. From the very beginning, firefighters knew they were fighting a losing battle. The flames moved with incredible speed, destroying house after house, block after block, destroying single blocks in 5 minutes. Police raced through neighborhoods, warning people. Residents covered in ash fled, clutching belongings and pets. It was a nightmare for firefighters who reportedly had only 20% of their potential water supply. The reduction because of broken pipes caused by the blaze. Firefighters trying to put out the firestorm did what they could, but as the wall of flames raced down the hillside, at one point threatening the campus at Berkeley University, it was clear that there was little that anybody could do. Thousands of people were evacuated to shelters, but at one point, even 2 of these shelters had to be evacuated because of threatening flames. Some highways in the area remain closed. This highway where we're at is being used, as I said, for a staging area. Rush hour, it's reported, was a mess this morning. And the governor of California, Pete Wilson, and the mayor of the city of Oakland, in less than about 20 minutes from now, are expected to hold a news conference. Probably they will update everyone about the situation, probably have more information with the daylight about the extent of the devastation, and devastation there is. Reporting live from Oakland, Robert Vito, CNN. Bob?
Bob, what more can you tell us about the neighborhoods the fires roared through? It seems to be a combination of relatively dense, tightly packed housing and then areas where it's broad and expansive. Is that so?
It's true. The fire burned about 1,500 acres of very residential communities And some of the homes were very expensive, ranging in the $2 to $3 million area. Other homes were less expensive. And there were some great acts of heroism here where neighbors helped neighbors escape the blaze. And it really is just a very sad tragedy with, of course, some acts of heroism that seems to help people keep their chins up throughout all of this. Bob?
Robert Vito in Oakland. Thank you. Donna?
Syria, a key player in many hostage releases, predicts U.S. hostage Jesse Turner will be freed this evening. Turner is believed to be held in Lebanon, where it is already 5 p.m. He was kidnapped nearly 5 years ago, along with fellow American Alan Steen. Both were professors at Beirut University, and both were abducted as they gathered for a seminar purportedly on how to avoid captivity. The group claiming to hold them issued a statement last evening promising to free one of the hostages within 24 hours. That time frame expires in less than 8 hours. Relatives of both men are waiting and watching and trying to keep their fragile hopes in check.
Every time it happens, some movement like this, I feel hopeful. And this time also, I feel hopeful. But who knows what will happen, because every time they release picture of a Johnny and they release other ones.
Oh, they've played tricks like this before. They keep pointing at different people and release somebody else, and it's happened to my brother several times. So if it's, you know, a twist of fate that they're pointing Jesse Turner and it turns out to be Alan Steen, well, that's great. You know, I mean, that's wonderful. But if it isn't and Turner leaves instead of Alan, or maybe even both of them, that would be even wonderful. We'll just have to wait and see.
Pro-Iranian militants claim to hold 8 Western hostages still, including 5 Americans. 3 Westerners have been released since August. A word that another may be coming out of captivity came as Israel today freed 15 Arab prisoners. Israeli officials call the release a goodwill gesture aimed at helping UN efforts toward ending the hostage drama. A new book out today claims Israel has a much more active nuclear program than previously thought. The author, investigative reporter Seymour Hersh, says Israel has 300 or more nuclear weapons, and he says Israel has been prepared to use them at least 3 times in the last 20 years. The book is called The Samson Option. In it, Hersh writes that the Israelis actually moved some of their nuclear missiles out of silos twice during the 1973 Middle East War, and a 3rd time this past February during the Iraqi Scud attacks. But Hersh says pressure from other nations kept Israel from launching the weapons. He told CNN why he believed U.S. presidents did not take more action against an Israeli nuclear program.
He has all sorts of other problems. There's the Cold War, there's regional conflicts, there's a tremendous pressure that exists inside America from what I guess is called the Jewish lobby, if there is such a one thing, but there certainly is a lot of pressure points, certainly in Congress. And so when he looks at the menu of options, taking on the Israelis on nuclear weapons when the Israelis deny it is the least likely.
Some Middle East analysts suggest the Hersh book could complicate the upcoming Middle East Peace Conference, but not upend it.
Monday Watch continues a tax cut battle between the senator from Texas and the Bush administration. An actor who starred in a series of movies in the 1970s steps up to the starting line of the presidential race and will have some tips on how to choose a real estate agent.
And later, evangelist Jimmy Swaggart says demon spirits make him do it.
Bankruptcy.
Have women become too uppity in the United States? And is there an agenda to put them back in their place, maybe even back in the kitchen? We'll find out today on Sonia Live, 1 p.m. Eastern, only on CNN.